Hi there. This video will be a quick one, and it's just introducing an amazing library of construction details that we've been using at our practice, Studio RBA. Now, we are a paying member of this site. Before we met the owner of the site, the creator of the site, we just naturally found this. I think it was through social media. And we have been using the details within this website pretty much on a daily basis now in our practice. Now, Emma, the lady who has created this platform, she sends out a monthly newsletter, and they explain in that newsletter the new details that are available. And in that, I asked if they would like to collaborate with ArchAdemia, and I am happy to announce that we are now in a sort of an affiliate partnership. So in the description below, we have got a discount code that you guys can use to give you 10% off this website. Additionally, that same discount code can be used on her other website, which sells amazing construction detailing books as well. But for today, we're just going to focus on the detail library. The URL is detail-library.co.uk. Now this obviously, with that URL, relates to UK building regs, but I'm confident that the format that you receive these in, you can adjust them to suit your country or your region's building regulations. But obviously, check that, always double check that. And as good as these drawings are, by the way, within this library, always make sure to double check with the specific relevance to your project, the use class, and obviously then the building regulations that apply. Now, this is a paid service, and I think it's very reasonably priced. You can go for a light membership, which just gives you the details in 2D. You can go for the full-blown pro membership, which is what we're on. And the reason for that is sometimes we either use a CAD to produce details, we will use Revit, and sometimes we do show them in 3D if it's a really bespoke detail. So we wanted that option. But a great alternative as well is you might need the entire library. You can pay per detail. And the way the website works is this: you go into the details area, and it's broken down into these segments. So if, for example, you want to look at a foundation detail, it's then broke down into these elements, and it's great that there's a passive house, kind of a dedicated passive house area as well, if you obviously want to work towards that accreditation. If you then go into the foundations, you're then met with all these fantastic details. Another thing that saves loads of time is the labeling. It's just so nice that everything's labeled. Now, the opinion in our studio is somewhat split on: do you label a detail with notes directly, on the detail, or do you use a key down the side? Well, that's entirely up to you. That's personal preference. But you can still then use this detail where you can then extract the notes into a key, and obviously just make a note of where you're positioning that in the key, and then you can then just change the note for a number or a letter. Well, I'd recommend the number, but you know what I mean. So to just demonstrate how effective this website is if we then click on that. So forget that quick view, just click on the actual title, and then because we're a paid member, the one-off fee is then struck out and it's just set to 0. So we've got access to every detail on the website. We then want to hit download all. I then just go to my downloads, I extract it here. And again, right, and then there we go. Now, It's good to have the PDF handy. I think that gives you a little snapshot. Same for the JPEG, that's obviously just preference. Now the reason for the 2 lots of extracts was just that the Revit one just appeared first and there was another folder that you just then needed to extract. That isn't always the case. But then look at that. There's no better way to demonstrate to a client or a contractor your thinking when it comes to obviously the construction detailing than showing in 3D. Let me just turn off all that. That is absolutely fantastic. If we then just check out the CAD equivalent, just while that's loading, just want to just have a look at something else. Let's say roof, for example. And then what I was deliberately looking for here was, I've recently done for a family friend a little loft conversion for them, and I actually utilised this website to inform things like, obviously this was a replacement roof, so there's details there to do with the replacement of a roof. There's details to do with, like, you know, where a dormer meets where a dormer meets the roof, but it's kind of inbound from the wall. And you've got details like standard roof lights and all that other stuff. This saves you so much time. And sometimes as well, these details have little additional kind of building regulations notes underneath as well. Now that's loaded, you can see that all the annotations are applied. And then, as I mentioned earlier, it's completely up to you then if you want to turn that into a key. You could move that off to the side and then replace those with numbers. That's completely up to you. What I would recommend as well is that you edit the formatting of this, make it your own. You might want to play with line weights. When I've imported these into my drawings, I obviously replace the font to our company font. And as I say, just mess with the hatching and the line weights a little bit, you know, to always try and make it your own, and always double check. And the reason for double checking is to obviously just, there's a liability crossover here, and it's still your responsibility as the project architect to make sure that what you're proposing is correct and it's obviously applicable to your project and so on. So I think that's it really. Just wanted to introduce you to an amazing website, and I say full disclosure, we are an affiliate now of this website and Emma's other website, First in Architecture. But as a result of that, you guys can benefit from a little discount code, which is in the description below. And, you know, the only reason we've joined forces is because we were already a paying member. We were already convinced by the site. So we just want to share that with our audience. So hope this is useful for you now, and I hope it saves you for the rest of your career. If you've got any questions, either leave them in the comments below or pop me an email. Thank you very much.